Well, welcome back to another episode of Dan's Garage. And today, it's cold, it's cloudy, it's windy, and we're doing wiring. So today is going to be great. The wiring on Project Cuddy is atrocious. It is not good. You got just, you'll see. I'll show you. It makes a guy just want to redo it. So that's what we're going to do. And along the way, we're going to remove some of the accessories and complications we don't need on it. For example, all this stuff. We don't have a blower motor, heater, nothing, so we don't need that. Windshield wipers, we don't have that either. And this, our cable doesn't work. It's not hooked up. We don't care. It's not a column shift, so it doesn't tell me what gear I'm in. I don't care about the mileage. Gas gauge doesn't work. The generator light we just took off on the last wiring episode, which inspired this episode. And the only thing that really works on here is the idiot light for the brakes, which is constantly on because I need to change the brakes, but I don't need this thing telling me. So we're going to remove all that. We're going to clean up the dash area. We're going to rewire everything. We're going to tear wires out. We're going to zip tie stuff. And it is going to be just fun. So let me take you inside and show you what we're dealing with. Now, if you haven't already noticed, I've already taken everything out and done all the work on the old dash pad here. And why I didn't take you guys with on that is simply because I forgot. Plain and simple, I forgot all about everything. But you didn't need to see this anyway because, well, frankly, I'm not going to do it again. But I'll come in here and show you what I did, why I did it, and what I plan on doing differently the next time. This is all just mocked up here, so you'll get to see the finished product. We'll take you through finishing it. But for now, let me show you what we got going. So what we did here is, what you gotta do is you gotta remove these panels. You just get a screwdriver in here and start prying, and these will just pop off. And then that will get your bolts up along the top. There's some bolts, and then there's screws right here along the bottom, and this whole dash just pops out. Then you can unbolt the speedometer and that kind of stuff along the way. I took out this section here. I'm going to just get a plate and cover this whole thing after I figure out how to get that off, or just put spacers and. But we're going to clean that whole mess up. I'm going to come in here once I have the plate off and just gut all of this, because that's all the radio and the blower motor and everything. We don't need any of that for what we're trying to accomplish. Right now I just got a piece of cardboard I painted black and just set in there so I didn't have to look at the gaping hole. Eventually we're going to have just a steel plate. I don't know if it will be aluminum like this, or if we're going to paint this black to match this stuff, or if I'm going to have aluminum here, aluminum there, here. I just don't know yet. I don't know what's going to look that good. We're going to replace these gauges because they don't match and they don't look great to me. I don't like the half sweep. You know, it's hard to come in here and see what, you know. So we're going to get rid of these. We might mount them in here in the aluminum, or we might not. I kind of want them up here so I can see them as I'm driving. Like, I want to know if my oil pressure just tanks at a certain RPM, and I'm just not noticing because it's way down here. I moved my air fuel gauge up here and my shift light up here. Remember, the shift light used to be hanging right off here. Now I have that routed through. I have it coming up and mounted there. That way I don't need to look at this. I can just look forward and this light will tell me when I need to shift, and I can look right at that as I'm going to see if I'm hitting a lean spot, if I'm running way too rich at a certain point. Just help tune the carburetor. I need to be able to see what's happening and also see where I'm going. This used to be clocked over here. I clocked it up here now because now it's a straight shot. I mean, you don't need, if you can figure out how fast you're going right off the tack. Like for Project Cuddy, 3 grand is around 55, 50 miles an hour. 35 is 70 miles an hour. 2 grand, 40, 1500s, cruising around 30. You can base your mile an hour right off the tack. And that's pretty much what we got going on as far as the dash is concerned. Let's go underneath and take a look at the expertly executed wiring the last owner did on this automobile. Wiring's already done. It's going to take a lot of zip ties. Alright, with the wiring, we're going to start easy. We're going to start up here at the tachometer, because all the wires run down under the dash and get all kinds of crazy. So, I've already started. Got my zip tie wire separators. So I want to keep all these nice and separated so it's easy to see where they go. If you just crumple them all up, it makes it a lot harder to actually route, keep track of where your wire is if you're diagnosing a short or something. So I'm going to continue this all the way down, and then we'll see, try to untangle stuff as we go and see where it goes. Alright, well, we're making pretty good progress. We got all these separated down till we're getting to about the bad area. And, this guy must have been Albert Einstein, because he's got a tech tip on here that I just have to show you. Notice how all these wires are a different color? Well, he knew better. And what you really want to do is you want to take all these colors and duct tape wad them all into the same color. You got red going into red, black going into red, and white. Put your white wire into a red wire. And don't forget your green wire. Your green wire up here needs to go to another red wire. That way you don't have all kinds of colors under your dash. And they're all just the same. Makes it way easier to keep track of. Oh my God. What is happening? Alright, so after looking at the tachometer wiring diagram, this is what we got. This white wire is your light for the tachometer. So that's what lights up the tach. This green wire should go to either the negative side of your coil or to your HEI distributor. That's what the tachometer reads. That's how it reads your RPM. Focus. The red wire is going to be your hot to a keyed ignition. That way when you turn the key, this receives power, which turns on the tach, and black is going to be obviously ground. So I'm hoping, and I'm thinking, we have enough wire here. I would assume Autometer supplied us enough wire to probably get the job done without our splices. So we're going to just snip that there and rewire this tach. I'm not sure why this guy didn't start a YouTube channel, because he knows everything about wiring. The key is not to make the wires the length you need them. If they're a little too long, just you know, wrap them around a couple of things, kind of shorten her up a bit. You know, extra is always good. You know, just wrap her around. Oh yeah, you know, wrap her around this too. That way, you know, it shortens it up so you don't have wires everywhere. Just this guy is full of good information. I just don't know. I don't know why I'm even trying to work on this. It's already done. Well, it took a couple hours, but I think we finally got her sorted out. So starting up here, we got our lovely zip tie. Focus, guy. Focus. There you go. Got our lovely zip tie wire separators. Zip tied it there. We routed her back. So now you can see I can follow my zip ties. Routed all the way. Routed all these guys. I got them all plumbed up. Up here, I've even got these zip tied wired out of the way. Now it looks a whole lot cleaner. You can actually follow the wires. They all have different colors. Well, the tack does. And I think it's just a way better situation than what we had before. Oh my goodness. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that wiring sucks. And I'm not really good at it. But I think we did a pretty good job overall. We cleaned up all these. Expertly done. Duct tape wadded. You know, this guy, I got nothing to say about this guy. This guy, oh my goodness. You know, the tachometer comes with enough length of wire to pretty much do the whole job without splicing together more pieces. But oh well. I think our dash looks a little bit better. I think our gauges are in a better position so you can actually see them while you're doing test hits. And I am ready for a nap. It's not completed yet. I still gotta finish it, but it's complete enough to where I can just button it back together and start driving her again. And now I got a whole mess to clean up. So while I do that, you enjoy yourself. I'll see you next time.